Welcome to Phuket News TV in the first of our makeover sessions where we're going to have a look at different properties here in Phuket, and we're going to see how we can do small things but get big returns. And that's when we get to real estate. And when we talk real estate, we talk to LivePhuket. Yes. Brennan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tim.
So, okay, what are the 3 tips you could give people who are looking to sell their property if they want to make the property more saleable?
Really, when you come into a house as an agent, you want it to look as close to a show unit as possible. So the first piece of advice would really be to depersonalize the space.
How do we do that?
So depersonalize the space, really you want the buyer to see themselves living there, renting there, depending on their personal usage. So take down photos, remove some personal items as well.
Okay, number 2.
I guess the next thing, if you declutter the space. So if you live in an area, if you lived in a spot for a while, clutter builds up quite quickly. For example, a home office.
Okay, well, we've got a home office here.
Yeah, so you would want to kind of pack things up, store things away.
Piles of books.
Exactly right. If you in the kitchen, put away the clutter on the counters, and just have it looking as close to new as possible.
Okay, and number 3.
Keeping space in mind. If you have excess furniture in places or bulky furniture, you want the property to look as big as possible. So again, if you can store clutter furniture or put things away, then it's going to make the space feel much bigger as well.
Well, in this case, we're actually going to do a little bit more than just those 3 things, and there's going to be a new floor going down and a new colour for the walls, the idea being that they're going to make a small investment to try and get a bigger return.
Okay.
I'm not sure how far you carry that. I mean, do you take it to the next step where you're also investing in upgrading kitchens and bathrooms? I mean, what are people looking for out there in the Phuket market?
Yeah, you have to make sure that the property can support the renovations you're making. And by that I mean, if you spend $1 million baht on the renovation, are you going to see the upside of that when you sell the property?
So you've got to be in a good location and have good solid foundations.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the surrounding, the neighborhood, you know, if you spend a lot of money on a property that's not in a great neighborhood, are you going to see the upside of it when it comes time to sell it?
What about, you know, personally I like bright lime green walls. If I paint all the walls so that it looks like I like them, is that a good idea?
If you're renovating for the purpose of reselling, you want to appeal to the masses. So although lime green might be you know your choice for your bedroom, you want to appeal to the masses and pick more neutral colors.
Right, so it's going to be interesting to see what our interior designers come up with for this place to change the floors, the hideous Thai tiles and the wall colour, and we're going to be speaking to a company called SuperClick who are going to be involved with changing the look of these floors. Thanks for joining us on Phuket News TV. When it comes to timber floors, I've got really high standards. I've done quite a few of these renovations before, and many times we've used real timber floors, but these days that's a huge waste of resources, particularly when you can have a timber floor that's not even timber. Now, some of these new products can look really fake, but this SuperClick comes in 15 different colours, in gloss and in a matte finish, and not only is a plank, but in totality it looks absolutely real. It feels great underfoot, and also in a country like Thailand and here in Phuket where it's hot all the time, it doesn't radiate heat. This is a great solution for a makeover. Right, now we're down to the business part of this particular makeover, and I have Kun Palm from Vista Intertrade with me. Kun Palm, tell me about this product.
This product is made from PVC.
PVC?
Vinyl. It's called vinyl, and the backing is made from PS. PS of is one kind of plastic.
Type of plastic. Okay, so I mean it is a plastic and vinyl material,
Yes.
but they look so real.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
feeling look like real wood.
Yeah, and yeah, it does. It's sort of it's got the grain feeling as well. It's what is the name of the product?
The name is vinyl foiling.
And it's called Super Click.
Yes, it's called Super Click.
Now, what makes this different is all these little things. These are the things that click.
This is universal click lock. This is the new innovation of foiling. You can put it on top. Smoothing level. Don't need to use glue.
No need to use glue. So this is a floating floor.
Yeah.
Why is this better than timber or wood floating floors? I mean, it looks as good or even better than a wood floating floor. Why is this better?
Super Click is benefits are 100% waterproof.
Waterproof.
And
That's helpful in Thailand.
and anti-termite.
Oh, no termites. Okay. What I can see as well, because it is a plastic product, with the heat, it doesn't. You don't have to worry about it growing and shrinking.
The PS is will help about trim and expansion when cool and heat.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about it.
Yes, it's to help more than PVC.
And when you come to the edge, these just break off.
Just cutting and put it.
Yeah. So it's a nice clean edge.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant product, and it's going to certainly make a difference to this particular makeover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kun Palm, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
Your station, Live 89.5.
Well, we're now at the business end of this particular makeover. It's a soft makeover because we're not doing much more than replacing the floor and the wall colour. And when it comes to the wall colour, we're really just going from a pale yellow, which doesn't really go with a lot of the furnishings in this property, to a plain white, because with white, you can really decorate with any colours you like and change as often as you like. Whereas when you have yellows or blues or greens, you're really stuck with that particular theme if you want the decoration in your place to look unified. Painting is really easy. A lot of people see painting as something that's difficult, but it's not. And you pay people a lot of money to paint your house, where in fact it's really, really simple. You just need a brush, you need some masking tape, you need rollers, and of course you need paint. What we're going for here is a very flat look. Now, when you go into most Phuket paint stores and say, I want something with flat paint, you end up with a low sheen. So it's best to take someone with you to make sure that you do get, in fact, flat paint and not low sheen. Then again, if you've got kids, a low sheen will give you the ability to give it a clean, whereas with flat paint, it's much harder to mask those problems. But then again, a little bit of paint and a brush and you can always touch those up. A few other things to consider with painting in Thailand. One is that as soon as you get the paint on the wall, it almost instantly dries, particularly on rendered walls like this, where the actual concrete and the render gets quite warm and stays warm all the time, and then you've got the ambient temperature of the air. If you're in an air-conditioned place and you're painting, then the air conditioning dries the air, so the paint's still drying very quickly. So that's important when you're rolling the paint on, because you need to make sure that your overlapping is done before the paint fully dries. Otherwise, you might see some lines. But that's one of the beauties of using a flat paint as distinct from a low sheen or a high sheen paint, because it will cover a lot of the embellishments on the wall surface, as well as the lap marks of where you're crossing over between one paint stroke and another. The other tip I was always taught about painting, and it really doesn't take too long, is get the paint on the wall. Now it sounds really stupid and simple, but a lot of people, they sort of try and roll out the paint for as far as they can, and all that really achieves is that you're going to have to do a second coat. Now when we're going from a pale yellow to a white colour, it's very easy to get this done in one coat, but you've got to get the paint on the wall in enough quantity to get it done in one coat. But by finishing the painting, our makeover is almost done.
Patong Shakers have moved. Shake it up in Rawai, just at the turnoff to Naiharn Beach. Find them on Facebook or email shakersphuket@gmail.com.
Well, as you can see, the makeover, such as it is now finished, and we've brought back Brennan from LivePhuket to analyse what we've done and what the value might be to this property. Brennan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, here we are a couple of weeks later, and the floor's been done and the walls have been recoloured, quite subtle, but at least there is a sort of a holistic change to the look of the place.
Sure.
Now, all we've done is spend the money on flooring and a wall, but it has given the place a bit of new life. But what's your feelings about these sort of soft makeovers in the market?
For sure, I think it's an important consideration to make when you're looking to sell your property. The secondary market is so competitive at the moment. The resale market is so competitive that potential buyers are coming into your property and making like-for-like comparisons with similar properties in the market, and even in a lot of cases identical properties within the same development. So looking at the overall condition, it's a big factor when it appeals to a potential buyer.
What about things like the things that just need fixing? Do you think you get those fixed, or you tell people, look, that needs fixing, and you just discount it? What's your feeling?
Yeah, I think you could argue both ways, but when it comes down to getting the price that you want to achieve, I think that's when, if you fixed everything in the unit and everything's ready for occupancy, whether it's for rental or whether it's for their own personal use, if there's less issues, if there's less things to fix, you're going to get closer to your asking price. I think, yeah, if you just kind of stage the house, so as we mentioned before, put away the clutter, make sure personal items are put away, and any big pieces of furniture in the right position, it's just going to make the property look more desirable.
Okay, Brennan, thank you very much.
Great, thanks Tim.
Brennan there from LivePhuket. Well, that's our first little makeover. We'll have some more on Phuket News TV in coming episodes. I hope you've enjoyed what we've done to this property, and we'll be back with more on Phuket News TV next time.
Buongiorno.
Bonjour.
Hey! Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
Buenos dias.
Nin hao.
Здравствуйте.
Привет.
Guten Tag, ich spreche Deutsch.
สวัสดีครับ
We are ready to provide international medical service with warm Thai hospitality. Call us at 1719.